Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 86 of the Tutus podcast. I am Nana.
And I am Rose.
And together we are
Tutus.
Guys, I'm losing my voice. I don't know how. I feel like we was doing a lot of shouting over the weekend, so I'm losing my voice. It's going.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of shouting, a lot of talking, a lot of
drinking.
A lot of shots. Thanks to
Tanya
Compass.
Tanya Compass, lads on tour.
Lads on tour. But yeah, let's get into it. So I wore this t-shirt today.
Ethnic. Peep the tea.
So if you came to Roland Bowl, you would have seen Nana and I were wearing this t-shirt.
Yeah.
Miss Romy Berg should have been wearing hers too, but she wasn't. So this is Roland. This is Ethnic. If you guys want to be able to buy this t-shirt, yeah, comment below because listen, the person who actually owns this brand needs to make it available.
Yeah.
We're pushing them to make it available.
Yeah. But she needs to know that there's a demand for it because people were asking me, like, oh, I actually like your t-shirt. Like, where's it from, man? So we need to get those teas out.
Thank you.
Yes.
But other than that, so anyways, let's get into it. Roland Bowl. So our event was called Roland Bowl. It was on Saturday. It was the launch at All Star Lanes, Brick Lane. Shout out to the stuff at Brick Lane. It was amazing.
Amazing stuff.
And listen, we had the time of our lives.
Yes, it was like a really good time. It's so funny because it started at 6 p.m. yeah, and that is quite early for like a like an event.
An event where black people are going.
Yes, and people came on time. Like this was not black people timing. People came on time at 6 o'clock. I was just like, what? Because I was on the door. Like I was like, what?
I was late. I was there at 6:45.
Exactly.
I got
because
there at
we didn't expect people to be there at 6.
Yeah, and we did ask people to get there at 6:30 prompt. But again, it's a event with black people. We didn't think they were actually gonna do it. But do you know what? Well done.
Give us
well done.
Because you
next
guys
time we need to pattern up.
Yes,
we need to pattern up next time.
Exactly. But
you have to have more faith in everyone that they're gonna come.
It's true. We do now.
Yeah.
It was a sold out event and it was just good vibes. Like obviously we've been in lockdown, and since lockdown I feel like there's been like less events. Like obviously it's hard when lockdown happened. There's no events. We can't go out. We can't go anywhere. So everything's kind of just died down. And we just thought like, look, it's the best time to actually bring an event for our queers, our theys, our girls, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And just to like have a safe space to enjoy themselves. Like, and it was epic. Like I feel like having the bowling element of it was really, really fun. Like I didn't know people like to bowl like that.
Listen, I didn't know people wanted to bowl. The bowling tickets sold out like quite quickly, and even on the night, lots of people were asking us, can they come and bowl and blah blah blah. And some people bowled when they shouldn't have bowled, but
yes, yeah. But yeah, like we had a tournament. I think that was so fun. Everybody's like quite competitive. Like the tournament was sick. Like we had, I don't know how many teams we had, maybe about 15 teams, and they had like 15 minutes each. Like those 3 lanes, so it was 3 teams at a time, and the 3 teams with the highest score went to the final round, and they played against each other, and then we had one winning team and they won prizes, and it was just the energy
was electric.
It was electric. Yeah, it was great.
The energy was really good. Like everyone. And they had prizes. They winners won prizes as well. Shout out to Chelsea because Chelsea killed it.
Listen, Trina, I know you're going to listen to this or watch this Basically, there was a group of 4s in it. And the teams were made up of 4 people. And in the final, Trina, our friend, she didn't score one single.
Trina was actually on the podcast prior.
Oh, yes.
Trina's been on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
She didn't score a damn thing. And it was Chelsea that came. Yeah, Chelsea's an athlete. So obviously, like that competitiveness, is that a word?
Do you know, I think she's competitive, but she also is quite a technical person. I feel like when it comes to sports, Chelsea knows about what ligament is going to use.
Not ligament.
To use to bowl. She knows what ligament she's using to play basketball.
Right.
She knows what ligament she's using, basically.
That's so true. And she won it for him. Because I remember like there was obviously 3 teams in the final, and there were 2 teams like were ahead of Chelsea's team. Yeah. Like Chelsea was,
they were losing.
They were losing. She came and she killed it. And that's why my voice is gone, because I was screaming.
Yeah, she did. But that's guys. I don't know how we didn't mention this first.
What?
Our live show sold out.
Our live show is sold out. Oh my God. Do you know what? Yeah, everything is selling out. Like
Everything is selling out. We were saying the other day, yeah, we feel like we're making you guys spend too much money.
Yes.
So we're like, you know, for Roll and Bowl, for Clink Clink,
So sorry.
and now the live show. But you guys have all three of them are sellout events. Do you know what I mean? And I think for the live show, today we got an email from the production from the venue, from people at Kling's Place. And listen, it's very technical.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's
the real deal,
real.
innit? It's the
They're
real
asking
deal.
about microphones. They're asking about projectors. They're asking about dressing rooms. They're asking about how many guests we're gonna have. They're asking about all this stuff, yeah. And it's like, I don't. Girl, we ain't planned the show yet. We have not planned the show yet, but we just know it's gonna be lit. Like we know what guests we want to have. Even you guys, let us know. Use the hashtag Tuesdays Podcast and let us know which of our past guests have you guys really enjoyed and that we want to bring us back. Like, we want to bring whoever you guys want to connect with.
Absolutely. But I'm just so excited. Like I can't wait. I can't believe we sold out our first show. And I think it's gonna be sick. We know how to have a good time, so like, I'm really.
We have a good time, and we even get to do a little mix at the end.
Oh yeah,
fine. You get to meet everyone. You know, Toyota Q is gonna play music. Yes, you are.
Yep,
and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. My colleagues bought tickets. It's so jokes because I put it on LinkedIn. Yeah, on our LinkedIn. You know we have a LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been on it before, but I'm aware that it's there.
Okay, that it exists. Yeah. That's good. That's you know. So I posted it on our LinkedIn and then I reposted it on mine. And my colleague, my manager was like, "Oh, this is amazing. Put it in our chat, like our work chat." So I was a bit like, "Oh, should I?" Because you know the things that we talk about mad shit. So like I was like, "Oh, should I?" And then I was just like, "Fuck it, let me just do it." And so I put it in chat, and everyone was so excited. They're like, "Yes, we're gonna get a ticket. This can be like our work day out." And it was just so
that is cute. That is really cute. It's so cute. Like
it was so cute.
I'm looking forward to meeting your colleagues. I didn't put it in my work group chat,
and they're probably gonna buy it anyway.
I mean, it sells out.
Oh yeah,
it sells out. Sells out. I didn't put it. Hopefully, in the next one they'll be there.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
But thank you so much to everyone that bought a ticket. We really appreciate it. Like this is our first live show, and I feel like the universe brought it to us because it's part of London Podcast Festival, and we were thinking about where we're going to do this live show, how much it's going to cost us, and we don't have to pay anything because it's part of a festival. Do you know what I mean? And it's just amazing.
Divine timing, y'all. Divine timing.
You just have to wait, and the universe will provide.
Yeah, and just everything. The way that everything.
God will provide if
all of it. Universe is God. God is universe. Everything. Just the way that like everything's aligning, I think is just really, really beautiful because we've only been doing this podcast for almost 2 years in September.
Yeah,
that's it.
All
right, should we get into it?
Let's get into it, guys.
Obviously, I know you guys know what we're going to talk about. They know
DaBaby.
The
bastards.
bastards.
We need to speak about. We need to we from the bastard.
The bastards.
We need to talk about DaBaby, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, DaBaby went on stage at Rolling Loud Festival and mid-performance started spewing some homophobic slurs, talking about spreading misinformation about people with HIV and AIDS as well, and it was just being an all-round dickhead, really.
Yeah, he was just being really homophobic. He was like, "Oh, put your lighters in the air if you're a guy and you weren't out at the parking lot sucking dick." What has that got to do with you?
First
bruv?
of all, why are you thinking about
your heterosexual business, bruv? Like, what is your?
Why are you thinking about in the middle of
problem?
your performance? You're in the middle of a performance.
Weird.
You're performing in front of like thousands of people. We've been in lockdown. This is probably one of the first festivals you've played, maybe the first festival you've played since. Something you're looking forward to, and in the middle of your performance, you decided to spew hate. I don't understand. I just don't get it. I don't get why that wasn't his mind in that moment.
That's my thing. Like, why was you thinking about guys sucking dick? What's it got to do with you?
In the parking lot is very specific.
I
Do you think it's very specific?
Yes, very specific.
I'm a gay, and I wouldn't think about that.
I wouldn't be thinking about that either. Like, imagine we're having our live show. One of us is thinking about a gay guy sucking dick in the parking lot.
it's too specific.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, did he see it before?
But
Did somebody offer it to him? I don't know. It's too specific for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, regardless if he saw it or if somebody offered these, just like, that's just so just unnecessary.
Why are you not thinking about your fans that came out to see you?
Exactly.
Why are you not thinking about? I don't understand.
It's just stupid. And then the HIV, like, and AIDS, you know, that was disgusting as well.
It was misinformation.
That was absolutely disgusting as well. It's just like, come on, like, and at this point, yeah, I cannot defend anyone that, oh, I didn't know, I didn't have enough information, because Google is free. Like, Google is free. Why don't you know about these things?
Anyway, in his apology today, he spoke about education, X, Y, and Z.
Do you know what he said that pissed me off? He was like, the internet is so fast, and people don't give you a chance to educate yourself and grow.
Do you know what was fast?
Because he doubled down. He was like, he didn't want to apologize. He did not. He
didn't try to apologize in the first place.
It's been a freaking week.
Do you know what was running fast? His lips on the day. That was running fast. If your mouth moves too fast,
too loose.
That's what happens, isn't it? Your mouth is too fast. Your mouth.
Yep.
When people say too fast, that is the definition of you're too fast. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so now he's getting cancelled left, right, and centre. Do you know what though? There was I'm not going to mention any names. Yeah. There's an English artist who was kind of like saying that how it's not fair that he's being cancelled. We need to stop this cancel culture and blah blah blah. And I was thinking, babe, you need to concentrate and get your name on this festival list before you start defending this guy. Like this, your career is not where it should be at the moment.
I'm done. I hate it. Priorities, please.
I'm not even trying to throw shade like that.
No,
but like
priorities.
You have your own creative thing. DaBaby don't even know you.
This is the problem. I feel like people don't have their priorities in order, because this is why these things are happening. DaBaby didn't have his priorities in order, and neither did this British whoever he is, artist.
This is what I'm saying. I just feel like that's another thing, is when you see people, sometimes it's good to back people and show support to people. But yeah, I don't think it's right to do so when they're spewing hate, because then you kind of validate. They don't learn from it. You validate what they did. Right. You validate other people, especially with someone who's a public figure. You validate other people to be like, do you know what? It's okay. Do you know what? It's true. Yeah. No, I do. And I feel like a lot of people are making an example out of DaBaby.
Yeah, they are. They're making an example of 100%.
Because he's not the first person to do it.
No. It was a huge platform, and he's like, he's quite a mainstream artist. Like, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a huge artist. He was doing Rolling Loud, for goodness sake. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's huge. So I understand they're making an example out of him, and it was just so big and bold, like what he was saying. Like, it was so big and bold. Too much. And T.I.
And he bought, what's his name? The one that shot Megan.
Oh yeah, Tory Lanez.
That one. He brought him on stage.
It's just all of these abusive guys just in one place. They just gathered together. T.I. was there defending him. Who was like, well, if Lil Nas can do his gay stuff,
can he be gay openly?
Yeah, then why can't DaBaby have his opinions? I'm sorry, but there's no place in this world for hate. There is
no logic to that. It doesn't make any sense.
And T.I., prison is waiting for you. So you also need to be quiet.
Prison is waiting,
prison
babe.
Is waiting for you.
Industry baby, see the video? That's waiting for you.
God, it's just all these same guys that are so like abusive, misogynistic, just like all of them just together in one group. Like, it makes me sick. And they're like, mad. You know, like so big in hip hop. Like, we can't have that. And I'm so glad that Lil Nas X is doing his thing. And like, just like, the more you talk about it, the more he's gonna be, the gayer he's gonna be. Yeah. And you know, that's your own business. Like, who was talking? Boosie, little Boosie. At your old age, you're called little. Oh. Like, this guy really annoys me.
Every time I see his face, I don't even bother watching.
He was threatening Lil Nas X. There was a video where he was like, you know, certain things can get you fucked up, can get you beat up, and all this stuff. You know, that's a. But
I don't understand why the energy is so. When was the last time he released a song?
He's not even relevant. This is the thing. You're not even relevant.
The only time I see him is when he's talking about Lil Nas X. He's using Lil Nas X to keep him relevant. Nobody cares about you, Boosie.
Sorry, sir, because you're also an abuser. You paid for strippers to have sex with your son and your nephew. Sorry, trigger warning and abuse. I'm sorry, but that guy's disgusting, and I just can't stand him. But yeah, guys, there's no place in this world. There's no place in this world for hate. There's no hate. Listen, We need to just get rid of it. And, people talk about cancelling culture and how people shouldn't be cancelled and people should be given a second chance. I do really feel like cancelling culture or cancel culture is a personal thing. Like when women were bailing out Robert Kelly from prison is when I really deeped that, wow, this shit is not real. This is not a culture. It's a personal thing. Like if you choose to cancel someone, great. Like I'm going to be looking at you sideways if you don't cancel us, people that are abusive and, all of that stuff and violent and stuff like that towards women and queer people and stuff like that. But, it's up to you basically. Yeah. But cancel culture, like, I
have successfully cancelled R. Kelly out of my life.
Absolutely.
I don't listen to
people
R.
like,
Kelly's music.
I can't separate the artist. I can't separate. I can separate the artist from the person.
One thing about me, I've separated it. I've done it.
I'm sorry, but I cannot listen to his music and not think that he's talking about little kids. And
I haven't even listened to DaBaby since he's not even the one that shot Megan. But I haven't even listened since that Tory.
Right.
I haven't listened since the Megan thing.
I took him out of my liked songs on Spotify.
Anyone? Who was that guy, the English one?
Which one?
Earlier on this year, and he got exposed for abusing his girl.
Oh yeah, I remember. I can't remember his name, but his album was out the
next day or something.
And he got cancelled.
For some reason, one of his songs was in my liked. I know that was Twiggy Boy. I removed that with a swiftness.
Yeah, I am sorry, but people that are just disgusting and abusive, all of that, they don't deserve any shine. And this is the thing, they're making a lot of money, out here. These streams, no, it was the real money. This is real money that they're seeing.
They're making so much money. Do you know what I like about Lil Nas X? Is I don't necessarily like his music that much. I don't think his music's for me. I do like the visuals because it's just very gay. Sorry, guys. I do like the visuals, but I don't like his music, like I said. But I do appreciate he's just been unapologetic. He's not allowing anyone to dumb him down or dim his light or his personality. I like that he is representation as well. One thing we always say is that we never had the representation growing up.
The kids do
now.
The
kids have it.
This Gen Z, and even the Alpha Gen that's coming up next year, these people have the representation that we want, that we needed.
And Lil Nas being, and not only is he just there, but he's also doing well. That's what I like. I love that. I just love that. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter how he's criticised. He continues to excel. And he's so young as well.
He's so young. I'm sure it does get to him, but I just see him just fuck it, just be fuck
and
it.
I really hope that he's got people looking after him, because it must not be easy.
It must be hard on your mental health, because even though you have people being positive and saying you're doing a great job and you should continue to be who you are, those negative comments do affect you. You can have 1,000 positive ones, that one negative one will eat away at you, or can eat away at you. So I do hope that he does have a great support system and he's in therapy, because everybody needs therapy.
Everyone needs it. I think some regular therapy, but I just want him to keep. Even he had nothing to do with the situation with DaBaby, but they dragged him in.
They dragged him in.
Had nothing to do with it, but they dragged him. But that's one thing. Gay people of the LGBT community are always minding their business
all the time.
Just get dragged in.
All the what have we done to you? Why?
We're just trying to exist, babe.
Why do you hate us so much? What have we done to you?
Trying to live.
Do you know what I mean? And I just feel
though, I saw that someone said that people don't mind if the LGBT people are there as long as
they're not sexual.
Not as long as they're not doing well. You can be there. They just don't like Lil Nas X because he's doing well and he's gay.
I'm sorry. That's exactly why white people blew up those black communities in America that was doing really well. You lot don't like it when we compare race and the LGBT
there's a
community.
bit of a comparison,
but there's some parallels there. The
parallels is that it's inequality. They're both inequalities.
There's some parallels there. I'm sorry, when they were blowing up those places that had their own banks and all this stuff. We complained. No, we were upset. We're still today. It was a while ago, but still today we're annoyed. We're angry. Do you know what I mean? Because they stunted our growth. I'm not even American. I'm not even a Black American or African American, but still I see us as But still,
you're black.
It's the same. It's literally the same thing. They don't want to see them succeed. They want to see. And Boosie's probably jealous because he's not doing well.
Irrelevant. Do you know? But this is another thing, that there was actually a learned experience from this, and that was some people, I saw some people say, do you know what? Now I understand where LGBT people say that they need a safe space. They were just like, do you know what? That's not, imagine how many queer people were in that audience who are fans, who were just like 5 minutes before that, were singing along to his music.
Right.
And all of a sudden, and if anyone in that audience was like, yeah, agreeing with him, all of a sudden, imagine you as a person where everyone's cheering on homophobia, standing in, that automatically becomes a space that's not safe for you anymore.
Yeah.
So like people were just like, do you not understand? Because I had a conversation with Chief Jide the other day. Shout out to Chief Jide, who was also on the podcast, and Mr. Lit Forever. And he was just like, oh yeah, the DaBaby thing. He's like, oh, now I get it. He's like, I get like, right, like if you were there, because obviously he knows us. He's like, basically like, if you were there, how would you feel? Exactly. That's exactly why people need a safe space, because some spaces are just not it. Do you know what I mean? You can meet your idol, and your idol will disappoint you within seconds. Do you know what I mean? Just because they're a bit ignorant. But I did like that. You know, because we keep talking about safe spaces, and it was good for people to see an example of why it's needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Because even somebody over the weekend, they asked me, because they were asking about our event, and I was like, it's queer, and they were like, oh, why do you need to have a queer event? And I had to explain to them, like we have, it's the same reason like we have like black spaces, because we want to feel free and be who we are in our own, like in our spaces and together, and to celebrate each other. It's the same reason we have queer events.
Think about the best mainstream, I don't want to say straight event, but I want to say your best mainstream event that you go to. Imagine if there was a fabulous gay boy in the middle doing a head top. What would happen to that person?
Yep.
How would that person be made to feel?
Right.
That is why a safe space is needed. Do you know what I mean? I feel like people want, and it's also a safe space for people to actually express and be themselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of LGBT people are not able to do that. You're not able to go into a space. Let's say I went to an event with my girlfriend, and the space was unsafe, and I want to dance. I can't even dance with her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's absolutely true.
Do you know what I mean? It's not even about like just us coming to the event. No, we need to be ourselves at the event as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. And I think that like reigns even like truer for queer guys, queer black guys.
I think it's even more of a task for them.
Yeah, because like when we think about the the mainstream spaces that we go to, I feel like we're able to kind of like blend in. We don't even blend in that much, like, but in comparison, we're able to blend in more than they would be able to blend in those spaces. So it's just like, it's so needed. And one thing I really loved at our event, even though the women were there were more women than men, was that like the men were there, they were enjoying themselves. They came dressed amazingly. They came
with the vibes.
They came with
our
good
event
vibes.
Wouldn't have been what it was without them. It wouldn't have been what it was without every single type of representation there. We had non-binary there, we had trans there, we had gay men, we had lesbians, bisexual people. Yeah. And listen, the vibe wouldn't have been what it was without all that representation there. The vibe wouldn't have been what it was. Yeah. This drink is giving me gas.
I'm so done.
I'm so sorry, guys. Just give me gas.
Are you gonna be burping?
I've been holding the burp.
So done. Feel free, Sha. Feel free. But yeah, like I just think that it's mad. I'm glad that they're making an example out of him. But one take that I have been seeing on the internet from a few black people is that they're only making an example out of it because white people are involved.
Okay, I've seen that too. I've seen that as well.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think that, again, that erases black queer people. Do you know what I mean? I think that erases the fact that black queer people exist. I think that, yes, I do understand what they're saying, that how... I think that there's a bit of element of truth to it.
I think so.
Because, of course, Elton John spoke out and Madonna spoke out, and we all know that they're both
they're like
pop royalty.
Yeah, pop royalty,
I mean?
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? In the music world, they probably have like shares in all these companies. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I do think that there is an element of truth to it, but I do think it's also irresponsible to make the comment just because black queer people exist, and it just erases us. Like,
yeah, and also that I feel like it's so annoying because I feel like there is an element of truth to it as well. But I feel like also like it just gives people the ammo to be hateful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I know it's so sad because like I do think like there is some truth to it, as I said, like, but I just don't need people like using that as an excuse to be hateful. Like there was one example that I was just thinking about when it comes to like, you know, I do think that because even with like R. Kelly and stuff, like people have made the people have said that because he wasn't abusing white girls, that for years he was able to get away with it. And it's like certain things like this, there's some truth to it.
Yeah, I think so. And do you know what? Jumping subjects here, the Olympics. I feel like, so this year's Olympics has 2 trans people who are taking part, and they're both white. And I feel like there hasn't been that much noise about it, which there shouldn't be. But there has been noise about a few other black athletes, about the levels of testosterone they've had in their system, and you know, whether they're really women and stuff like that. And I just feel like there's so much noise about them because they're black. I don't think it's really about no testosterone or nothing like that.
But there was no uproar about these white trans people. There was I didn't even hear about it.
Now I didn't know about it till we were on the way here.
I didn't hear about it, but that just goes to show, though, doesn't it?
Yep. It goes to show. I think in the media have misgendered, especially the weightlifter. I think they have been misgendered quite a few times, and there has been a bit. But again, I haven't seen that much about it. I have to be very honest. Maybe because we're black and we just know about black things. I don't know, but I haven't heard that much about it compared to like Casa Semenya, for example, who isn't a trans person, but they're intersex, and there's been so much. They haven't even been able to compete, and there's been so much around that test, and so they've been so invasive. And there's been other athletes who have had to go into rooms to prove that they are women by taking off their clothes and like, you know, showing their genitals and stuff like that.
That's really disgusting.
It's disgusting, and we already know that genitals have nothing to do with your gender identity anyway. And I just feel like there's been so much uproar about everyone else, but it is ultimately because they're black as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I do think that those things are an issue to people who are ignorant and, you know, and just ignorant. But the fact that they're black is what's really driving them to ban them from being at the Olympics to excel. And we even have a mixed relay
now, because now things are not really making sense, because there was this big hoo-ha about, you know, was it Castor? Now they have mixed relay. I just watched it the other day, like, and the woman beat the guy.
Listen, the woman was acting like I'm jogging, and then the last straight, my girl was sped up. Yeah, it was mad. Like that race was nice to watch.
It was a great.
That was nice to watch.
Yes, I haven't really been watching the Olympics, but you know, like that was nice. It's been great to see like all the black athletes like winning stuff. I saw like, I don't know what race it was, but there was like 3 Jamaican women that won gold, silver, and
100 meters. Yeah. I haven't watched much of the Olympics, I have to be honest. The fact that it's on BBC has really ruined the experience for me.
Well, isn't it usually on TV?
It's on Discovery something this year.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah, it's not on BBC this year.
Oh,
so it's ruined the experience for me.
Damn.
I haven't watched anything. I've only watched I've only seen a few highlights on social media.
Yeah.
But there was a shot put person who won silver, who is LGBT, black, and
I saw them.
they're masculine presenting.
I saw them.
Love them.
I saw them, and they look great as well. I love them because they're a thick babe, but they just look so good.
They look saucy.
They look saucy as hell. Do you know who they remind me of? The guy the plus size guy who models. I just saw a picture of him and his girlfriend.
Squeeze, the one from
the one that does Fenty.
He's done Fenty, yeah. Savage Fenty,
yeah.
Yeah, got what you mean. And there's been, and I think, did you see the New Zealand women's rugby team?
I did not.
Listen, that team has some sexy gowns in it.
Really?
There's one
New
masculine
Zealand,
presenting one. They know one, the black on them.
Oh, okay.
But the one masculine presenting one,
saucy.
She was nice. I want to be her friend. I tweeted her on my.
I'm done.
She's a bit of me.
One thing about you, is that you're gonna message someone, or you're gonna DM them.
I'm gonna send a DM.
I'm so done. Yeah, that is great stuff.
There's someone else in the Olympics that's LGBT as well.
It's nice though to have the representation as well in like the Olympics. It's such a huge thing. Like,
yeah, I don't. Do you know what I was saying? I was thinking to myself that I've never seen a masculine presenting person. But do you know what? I think that we have.
It's not black.
I mean, in athletics, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the first one I've seen. Because Caster Semenya is masculine presenting, right? But I feel like this is the first time they've made a big deal about being black and LGBT. Was Caster Semenya were just being themselves? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, this one. Yeah.
Do you know that I could have been in the Olympics?
Do what?
100 meters sprint. I could have been in the Olympics.
Okay, so what part when?
I mean, like if I had trained, but I didn't want to when I was younger.
No.
I could. I had potential. What I'm saying is, I had potential.
You said you had potential to be in the Olympics.
I ran for Hackney.
But who told you had a potential for the Olympics?
I had potential for the Olympics. My running time was good.
Okay, what was your running time?
Like 12 seconds. 12 seconds is good. And I was,
How old were you?
I was in secondary school. So I was in upper school, year 10.
So why didn't you continue?
You know, kids are really dumb. Like, I didn't want to train because obviously I had to do it after school and stuff. I know my PE teacher, hanging around with friends, going to club. I know my PE teacher saw those pound signs, yeah, and she was so vexed that I didn't want to do it. She was so vexed.
You definitely don't do 12 seconds now. 100%.
I definitely don't.
So 12 seconds at 100 meters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to be quite far. I was the triple jump champion for Hackney. Yeah, when I was in year 9.
What, long jump?
Triple jump.
Oh, you did triple jump.
I did triple jump when I was in year 9, and I was. I remember all the girls from Cardinal Pole upset because they're like, she's tall. Well,
I done that as well. I did what I did in sports days. We had sports day in it. So what I did in sports day was 100 meter, 200, and relay. I ran last for relay all the time. Won that shit, and long jump as well. I'd win that shit as well. You know, but you know, kids
she's doing podcasting.
Kids are dumb.
Instead of being in Tokyo,
God had other plans.
She's doing
for
podcasting
me.
instead.
God had other plans for me. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, God had other plans. So you know, here we are.
As well.
Here we are.
Go for
it. 32. Really had nothing to talk about today. Whatever. Oh God.
Right. Do you know what, guys? Let's get back to events again.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about the events this weekend because shout out to Lick. Lick had a party on Friday, and the next day there was like some mixed reviews about Lick, and I think I did see there was a comment about there being guys there. So obviously Lick is meant to be all women and non-binary club night, and they basically were talking about men being there. And do you know what? Yeah, I think it's dangerous for people to say that because you don't know how people identify. Like, you don't really know what pronouns they identify by, unless you know for sure that person identifies as a man. It's just quite it's a sticky one. Do you know what I mean?
It is a sticky one,
and it just kind of reminded me of just how people are just around the world anyway. And that's obviously, I don't think Click is not actually a queer event. It's meant to be just an all women event, but obviously a lot of queer people go there. And it just reminded me that even in predominantly queer spaces, we still make mistakes. And we went to another event and somebody said that, I don't like all that trans, they don't agree with trans. This came from a gay man that said this, by the way. A gay man said he don't agree with trans. And
what is there to agree with? It's so weird because like we're all fighting for the same thing. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
And I think a lot of people in our community, are transphobic.
Yeah.
Especially people, I feel like we're in a bit of a bubble, being that we're a lot on the Twitter world and we have the friends that we have who are quite progressive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do think outside of us, there's still a lot of ignorance about people within our own community. Even ignorance about people I heard a comment the other day talking about how I haven't always presented in this way and that I used to be a femme.
So what? Everybody used to be a femme. Like, I'm so confused.
Somebody even said that nobody cares. An LGBT person said nobody even cares about LGBT. Like, so what are they? Why talking about us? Like, we think we're too nice, but nobody cares about LGBT. We have a sold out show. Yeah,
there are people that care.
so someone cares. Somebody cares.
Evidently,
you know
people
what I mean?
care.
And that's not even to be shady, but that's just, these are comments from people within our community. And I just feel like there's just, as much as we want people outside our community to learn, I always say this, within our community too, there's so much unlearning to do. And I feel like people need to release themselves of some sort of hatred and stuff like that. And I really hope that, Lick are having something called the Lick Fund. And, when they recuperate their losses from, the pandemic and whatever, they're going to donate money to Black queer women, or just, I think it's just Black women who are creatives to do what they're going to do. I don't remember what the reason was. I'm going to have to be honest, I don't remember the reason altogether, yeah, but they're going to donate the money to Black women, which I think is amazing. So check out Lick Fund. I'm looking forward to them like putting out more information about that and seeing where it goes. But I just felt like I wanted to speak about that because I saw a lot of comments about that, and I felt like within our community there's just a lot of ignorance.
There's a lot of ignorance.
Do you know what I mean?
There is a lot of ignorance. And I just feel like that comes from people just not being happy within, because I'm just like, happy hoes ain't hating. Like, I'm just so sorry. But like, we see a lot of it like on social media and stuff like, and I just think that especially when people have like a platform or like a large following, people feel like it's free reign for them to abuse people online and stuff like that, because I know you wouldn't say it to my face. So it's just like, why are you saying it on the internet? Like, don't do that. Like, because at the end of the day, like, we're still people behind these followers or this large following. Like, yes, there may be some people who are very hyper visible, but it doesn't mean they haven't got feelings. And just be like, people need to be very, very mindful. Like, and just the stuff that we hear sometimes, I just think it's just really ridiculous, because at the end of the day, I think a lot of us that are visible and that are seen are just trying to do a good thing and just like trying to be there for our people, like our queer people, our Black people. We're just trying to be there. Like, we're trying to also set an example and stuff. Like, what is there to hate about that? I just don't get it.
It's really weird. It's really weird when people are just trying to hate about something that's quite loving, and it just leads me to think that people are just projecting.
Yeah.
Just projecting their own insecurities and things that they're unhappy about. And God is able. God will, bless and help you heal. And I hope you are. I'm praying for you. Thank you.
I don't even mean to laugh, but like it's so true. Like, let's all get it together. Like, even like yesterday, I was watching Love Island, and it's picking up now because the producers have been moving mad, and obviously, like, I'm here for the chaos. I'm here for, like, let everything burn. And people were saying, like, people online, what was he saying? Like, they were saying that, what's her name, Clarice? There's a new girl called Clarice. I think she's mixed race, or like,
I mean, she's not that new. I mean, she's new, but she's
been since Casa Amor, yeah. Right. They were saying that she was better looking than Kaz, and that's what prompted me to tweet that I don't think she's actually better looking than Kaz. But I never said Clarice was better looking than Kaz, or one was better looking than the other. I just said Clarice isn't better looking than Kaz. Yeah, that's all I said. And I said I don't mean to put women against each other. And I said that because people were already doing it. Yeah. But obviously Twitter is Twitter. People are mad, and they were quote tweeting and saying, like, first of all, misgendering me. Second of all,
I didn't see all this, is it?
Yeah, sorry, but I muted it. And also, like, Twitter, people are mad. I feel like, as I said, like, when you have a large following, people think it's free reign to talk their shit. So you lot talk your shit, because I'm not going to give you the energy back. Sorry. I'm not. I have better things to do.
Maybe you see it all.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, I just feel like people on the internet are very, very mad, and I just feel like I need people to dig deeper. Like, I tweeted the other day that I feel like when people are accused of something, their first reaction is to defend themselves and not really look within and to think, rah, have I actually behaved how this person has said I've behaved? Have I actually behaved like a bastard? They don't look within. It's always just the first things, oh no, I didn't do that, I'm not that person or whatever. You might be. Like, you might be a bastard.
Do you know, a part of my growth has been taking in insecurity and taking in criticisms from other people that have been quite negative ones. And sometimes, it's hard. You might feel like you're not that way, but I've tried to stop being defensive. And when you're not so defensive, you hear what they're saying, and you can analyze and reject or accept it.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually a choice to accept or reject what they're saying.
I think it's worth actually thinking about it, because I feel like people don't think about it. They're just like doing this,
Yeah.
And you can't do that, especially like if you want to grow. Like you want to be stuck in the same place.
So right, I've been even a bastard a few times. Let's say together, I have been a bastard a few times. I have been a bastard a few times.
Yeah, I was just like watching everything unfold on Love Island, and I was like, "Right, I've actually behaved like Liam before." You know, when you say, "Oh, well, you're not my girlfriend anyway, so that's why I did what I did," but it's like, nah.
I've definitely done that quite a few times. I've 100% said that line.
It's actually gaslighting.
You're not my girlfriend.
It's actually gaslighting. When you think about it, yeah. When it's just a title. Girlfriend is just a title. Like, if you're treating somebody,
Just a title.
I feel like it's just a title.
But do you know why it's not just a title? Because that's why we're so scared to keep throwing it, giving people the title. If it was just,
I've only had a few girlfriends. I don't know about you, but I've only had a handful of.
I've only had about 3.
I wouldn't know.
I think I've had 3. That people that I've actually said are my girlfriend. So
yeah, but
you told me I'm doing Liam now. You know my girlfriend.
I'm so done. Yeah. So like, I've only had like a few girlfriends.
Like 5 actually.
Yeah, I've probably had about like, some of them don't count though. But like, I've only had like 3 serious girlfriends.
The one I'm in now is the girlfriend. That's it.
Exactly. But yeah, I just feel like when you're treating someone a certain way, yeah, like we've said this before, like when you come and say, "Oh, you weren't my girlfriend," but you were vibing, like, do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like gaslighting.
We're vibing.
It's kind of gaslighting.
We're treating them like,
and women
girlfriends
don't have good coochie management. That's why once you give them good sex, it is a wrap.
Do you know? I don't think that even all women even need good sex to be obsessed. Okay, no, I'm not saying obsessed yet, but they didn't even need good sex to want the title. I just feel like women romanticize a lot of things.
Yeah.
And they always want the situation to be perfect, and they always want this. I don't want to say they want a fairy tale, but they just want to be wanted. And when you give someone that title, it fulfills that want. Do you know what I mean? That they want from you, kind of thing. And it's all about this being romanticized and stuff like that. And
so do you think they need to come back to reality?
Come back to reality, babe. Because like, even look at the way Kaz is moving with, what's his face? Tyler, yeah.
That one is funny. I laugh.
She's doing a bit too much.
She's so angry at him, and then she's lipsing the next man.
This is what I'm saying. The thing is, everyone's watching this. I hope everyone's watching, because I know bare girls that move like this. I know so many girls. I know so many girls that move like, why is he not taking me out? Why is he not like messaging me? And there's always like a want from the guy or from the girl, whatever the case is. There's always some sort of want, and it just comes out, they're not interested if they haven't done it yet. You know what I mean?
And I don't know why.
Why can't you do it?
I don't know why we still don't know this to be true at this time, at this age. Like, if somebody isn't giving you energy, yeah, isn't giving you vibes, isn't giving you time, then they don't like you.
Listen, some people say that people always make time for what they want. People are busy though. Don't get me twisted. People are busy, but in their downtime, they will make time for you. If they really wanted you like that, they will make time for you. And I just need women to take that on board.
Even if they're not saying that they don't like you.
But you know what? There are some people that I have to be honest, I've been with girls, yeah, and I've spent bare time with them, but I don't want to be with them. You just love motives. That's why you just love chilling. I just like to chill. Do you know what I mean? I've spent bare time with them, and the thing is, I think I'm someone who can get along with a lot of people. Definitely, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I do end up like building some sort of like, it's friendship at the very least. Friendship, and I'm just nice, but I don't think that a lot of the bar is so low that when you're nice to people, they think that you're going out of your way to be a certain way. I'm just being, especially I feel like especially women, when it comes to women, like the bar is so low. Bar is so, when that's, yeah, I think like when it's in same sex relationships with women, the bar is still low. It's so low. So I remember like I went to Tinseltown with some girl. Tinseltown, yeah. That's back in the day. And mind you, I used to go to Tinseltown all the time with my friends. So it wasn't like I was doing anything out of the ordinary. Whoa. She was excited. Whoa. Because I'm glad you picked me up from my house. You came to Tinseltown. You dropped me home. And I think like, again, it was just going out to do something. Do you know what I mean? I was able to go out and just do something with somebody. It wasn't like I liked them that much.
Casual things.
It was just casual, just nice to go out for the evening and have some company. But some people see the company as company. No. No, but at the same time as well, like, but also you also don't want to be the bad person sometimes and let people down.
Yeah,
you end up stringing them along a little bit.
Yeah, which it always ends badly though, doesn't it? Like when you string someone along. It
ends terribly once you do that. I'm telling you from experience, it ends terribly once you do that. They can be amazing people. They don't deserve that treatment. Yeah, just don't be too nice.
Yeah, I feel like me watching Love and I was really like, I have really behaved like a dickhead in the past. I'm actually sorry. Like I realized, like I'm actually really sorry that I did that shit. I'm a better person now. Thank God.
You're not gonna be a better person to them. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but
I've learned. I don't think no one. Do you think any exes ever believe that you've actually learned your lesson? Or you've evolved?
I would like to hope so. I mean, I haven't spoken to any exes about it, but I would like to hope that they do think I've,
I don't think any of them think that I've grown.
I don't think any of those think.
I don't think any of them think that I've grown. I think they think that I'm still a bastard. I think they think that I'm trash. I think they hate seeing me.
All of the above.
I've grown. I have that. You have. Do you think I've grown?
Do you know what? Yeah.
She's meant to say yes. I don't know what. Do you know what? Yes.
I just think that we're different with different people.
Yeah,
I've said this before. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, it's so sad because I feel like these people definitely didn't deserve the things that we did to them. However, please raise your inhaler. Yes. Yeah. So I think that we're different with different people, and like sometimes it's just like you're finding out what you like and who you like, and you're not gonna like everyone. So, yes. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Bye. We gotta go. We have to go.
Yes. So thank you so much for listening, guys. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I don't think we say that.
We don't know. I think we said it like once.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. If you want to see the t-shirt, let me know. And to everyone just listening, make sure you use the hashtag Tuesdays Podcast on Twitter. Rate and review us on Apple Podcast. Follow us on Spotify and just show us some love again. Thank you to everyone who bought tickets to our live show. It's going to be a situation.
Yes.
Make sure you let us know who you want us to bring back out of the guests. And yeah, until next week.
Peace.